Okay, all right. So we have understood something called as system.out.print statements and simple input directly, right? And doing one calculation and giving the output. Similarly, now we are going to move into another question where we will learn how to take input from the user. Okay, how do you take input from the user? Okay, because ideally in real world scenario, the user will give you the input, right? So there are multiple ways of taking inputs. Okay, something can be as functional argument that we will be learning now. Okay, then you have a scanner class, then you have buffer reader as well. Okay, so right now we are going to learn functional input. Okay, how we are taking input via functions. Okay, we know this is public static void main and the bracket denotes function, right? So the input will come here only. That is why it is called functional argument way of taking an input. Okay, so now what we are trying to do, we are trying to, the question is asking us that write a program to input three subject marks and calculate and display the average. Good. So let us assume that the marks all will be in integers. Okay, it can be in decimal also. Someone can also get 60.5, but we are not concerned on that. Let us take it as integers, right? So how many marks we have to take? We have to take three subject marks. We have to take three subject marks. So which means I have to store three marks, three subject marks, which means I will need three variables A, B, C, or maybe you can take physics, chemistry, math, something like that. You can name the variables, right? And all these variables that you will have should have a data type, because the computer needs to know, the compiler needs to know how much space, how much memory it should keep for the marks. If you will give it as integer, then it will keep 4 bytes. If you give it as double, it will keep 8 bytes, right? That is why any variable that you declare has to be have a data type, right? So that is why what we will write here is we will directly take the input here. So all the input variables are coming inside this bracket. Okay, instead of string args, now you will have input here. Okay, so what we have to take, we have to take marks in three subject, and what I told, marks can be in integer only, no need to take interval. So what I will take, int a, int b, int c. So we got 3 marks in three different variables, right? It anytime you have to write, this is individual, this is individual, this is individual. You cannot write as int a comma b comma c. No, this is wrong. Okay, everything you have to declare. Suppose you have something as double here, then you will put double b, something like that, if you have to input something like that. Okay, so this way your input. Okay, here only your input things will come. Those things that you are going to take an input, only those will come here. Okay, now what we are going to do, with this input we are going to calculate something. What we have to calculate, we have to calculate the average. So to calculate average, I will have to declare one variable for average also. So avg variable, and this will be double, right? The average variable will be double. Why? Because it can come in decimal also, it can come in not decimal. Suppose you have something like this 5, then you are doing this, then it is coming 15/3, so it is 5. But suppose you have this, suppose out of 10 the marks is calculated, you have this, then it will come in decimal, then it will come in decimal. So both values are possible, right? So whenever you have a division thing, okay, whenever you have a division thing, make sure to use double. Okay, so your average data type will be what? Double. Although the input is integer, since you are calculating average, the data type of average will be double. So how do we calculate average? Average will be equals to a plus b plus c divided by 3. And then once our average is calculated, what we have to do, we have to do system.print the average marks equals to plus avg. Simple. So why do we write this plus? So that the compiler goes to the address of avg, and whatever value is stored there, it will print here. So what will be your output? Whatever you write within the within the double quotes, that it will be written as it is, and then this particular average value will be printed. Great. Cool. Similarly, let us go quickly to certain more programs so that you can start having some knowledge and some comfortability with the programming, right? Suppose we have a program where you have to input the principal, rate and time, and calculate and display SI and amount. So this time you have to calculate two things, SI and amount, and you have to display these two things. And what are your inputs? As I told you, your program will get ended in three things: input variables, calculate variables, and output variables. What are your inputs? Your inputs are principal, rate, and time. What you have to calculate is SI and amount, and what you have to give output is SI and amount. So you have to start thinking on this way. Now you have to start thinking that is my the inputs that I am taking, what kind of data type it will have. Principal is what? Principal is your money. So it can be in point also. So the data type will be double. Rate also will be double. Time can also be in half year or something like that, right? You know that. So all will be your double. And of course, SI will be your double. Why? Because you are dividing it by 100. So it will be your double. Amount. Amount. Amount will be obviously in double because your main all things are in double, so amount will also come in double because it is SI plus principal. So this is how you have to analyze the question and understand what kind of data type we have to use. Okay, so we have to start declaring. So first we have to take the input. What are my input? My inputs are principal, rate, and time. This is only my input, right? The remaining thing SI and amount, so I have to calculate. So these are my inputs. So I will take it here, double P. So for principal, I am taking a P variable. For rate, I am taking R variable. For time, I am taking time variable. You can name any other variable name. Okay. You gave the class name first as interest. Okay, cool. Then what you're coming down? Now you're going to calculate. Now you need two variables. One is SI and amount to calculate SI and amount. And both will be double. Since both will be double, so you can declare them in the same line, double SI comma amount. So here again double you need not write. Okay, if it is in the same line for declaration thing, then it is okay. Okay, cool. Now important point here is you have to calculate. What you have to calculate is you have to calculate SI. So how do you calculate SI? Simple as P into R into T divided by 100. Cool. This is double, this is in, so your answer will come in double, no problem. Correct. And then your amount. What will be your amount? Principal plus SI. This is simple mathematics. So this is your input, this is your calculation, and this is your output. And then what they told you have to calculate and display the SI and amount. So the total interest equals to plus SI, the total amount equals to plus amount. Simple. Here I have given ln because I want to change the line and go to the next line. Here there is no need of ln because we did not go to the next line. Okay, great. Now we are moving to the next question. What is the next question saying? We have to input the base and height of a right angle triangle. We have to input the base and height of a right angle in integers. Okay, so it will be integer height, integer base. Okay, and then we have to calculate something called an area. We know the area of right angle triangle is half into base into height. This is integer, but you are dividing now. As soon as there is a division, so there is a possibility that the value of area can come in point also, in decimal also. That is why although my input is in integer, my area that I will calculate, it can be in double. So that is why I have declared area as double. My input is here. So here is my input, here is my calculation, and here is my output. Cool. So these are the three basic steps that you have to follow. Cool. So here you named the class name as triangle, and now for a mistake that you guys will do is what you will write as here is area equals to what? Half. Area equals to half base into height. Correct? And the moment you wrote this, your answer will always come as 0. Your answer will always come as 0. Suppose the value of B is 5, the value of H is 10. Ideally, though, your answer should come as 25, right? But it will come as 0. Why? Because in basic class I have told you 1 by 2 is not equals to 0.5. 1 by 2 is equals to 0. Why? Because this is an integer, this is an integer, so the answer calculated will be in form of an integer. So 2 is going to divide 1, so 2 zeros are 0, the answer will be 1, and division will give you quotient, so your answer is 0. So how do you fix this? Make any one double. So you can put 0.0 here, or you can put both places 0.0, or you can simply write 0.5 instead of half. Okay, so you will write it as 0.5 into B into H. Cool. So these are important concepts that are applied in your later programming as well. Okay. And then system.print the area equals to plus AR. Cool. So this is how we could solve certain programs. Okay. So let me also put here some homework which you can solve in your for your practice. Okay, so you can take these questions and start practicing. Okay, so write a program to input the temperature in Celsius and then convert it into Fahrenheit, okay, to radius of a circle and calculate and display the area of circle. Write a program to input length and breadth of a rectangle, calculate and display the area and perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, cool, great. And then similarly you will understand, once you start doing this, you will have that competency of programming. You will start understanding how the program flows, how your basic program flows. Input is there, calculation variables is there, output is there. Similarly, after this we will learn something as if else conditions. So your input will be there, your variable declaration will be there, and then some conditions will come in between, and then again calculation and again output. Again you will learn something as loop, so your loop will come here. Now inside loop also if else will come, and but these things will be same, so you have to go step by step. Okay, cool. So that's it for now. Let's meet in the next lecture.